Two women in their late 20s sip lattes, scrolling through their phones, voices laced with that familiar mix of frustration and entitlement. "I swear, the good ones are all taken or just not ready," one sighs, flipping her hair. "I need a guy who's ambitious, fit, funny, knows his way around therapy speak, and worships the ground I walk on. Is that too much to ask?" Her friend nods vigorously, adding, "Exactly! We're queens. We deserve kings, not these average Joes sliding into our DMs." Unbeknownst to them, they're echoing a script played out in dorm rooms, office break areas, and late-night TikTok scrolls across the globe. It's the anthem of the modern woman, perfectly ordinary, yet convinced she merits the extraordinary. A partner who's 6'2", 6 figures, emotionally available, and endlessly patient, all while she brings, well, her presence and a vague sense of vibes. This isn't harmless daydreaming. It's a cultural epidemic, a mass delusion that's fracturing families, spiking divorce rates, and leaving a trail of single, seething 30-somethings wondering where all the real men went. Today, we're ripping the Band-Aid off the biggest scam ever peddled to women, the myth that mediocrity equals majesty. We'll unpack how Hollywood, influencers, and apps have gaslit an entire generation into thinking average gets you alpha, and why this fantasy is breeding isolation, resentment, and a dating desert drier than the Sahara. Buckle up. This is the psychology of entitlement, the supply-demand disaster of modern mating, and the rude reality check that's coming for every woman who's ever ghosted a solid guy for a spark that never ignites. At the heart of this mess is a perfectly engineered illusion, one that would have Freud chain-smoking in confusion and Plato rolling in his grave. The modern woman isn't born believing she's a diamond in the rough. She's been marinated in it. Girlhood. Every rom-com, every Instagram reel, every self-help podcast whispers the same lie. Your gender alone is your golden ticket to the top-shelf man. No gym memberships, no career climbs, no emotional labor required. Just show up, and the universe owes you a soulmate upgrade. This isn't organic evolution. It's a profit-driven psyop. Big media, big beauty, big influencer. All feast on female FOMO. Unsatisfied? Buy the book. Unloved? Swipe the app. Unfulfilled? Enroll in the course. They sell the dream because the nightmare keeps you clicking add to cart. Flashback 2 decades, and you'll see the blueprint in blockbusters that boxed office billions while boxing women's brains. Take The Notebook. Allie, a headstrong but hardly heroic heiress, snags Noah, a brooding poet-turned-builder with abs for days and devotion deeper than the ocean. She's spoiled, indecisive, and runs hot and cold. Yet, he builds her a house and waits decades. Message? Flaws aren't flaws. They're features that magnetize miracles. Or La La Land, where Mia, a barista with big dreams but middling talent, ensnares Sebastian, a jazz purist with effortless charm and unyielding passion. She flakes on dates, prioritizes her art, and ghosts him for auditions. Still, he drops everything to spotlight her shine. The subtext screams, be basic, stay busy with your journey, and a prince will pause his plot for you. It's the same in YA dystopias like The Hunger Games. Katniss Everdeen, a gritty survivor with zero seduction skills, becomes the flame that ignites Peeta's undying loyalty and Gale's brooding backup plan. She's competent in combat, sure, but romantically? A blank slate. Yet 2 warriors orbit her like she's the sun. These tales aren't tales. They're templates. Protagonists engineered for relatability. Not too pretty, Not too poised, just real enough for you to insert your selfie and hit export. If Katniss were a knockout with killer charisma, the illusion crumbles. The magic is in the mismatch. She wins the lottery of love without buying a ticket. It plants the seed that your everyday essence, flaws, fumbles, and all, is the secret sauce for snaring supermen. No need to level up. Your authenticity is the ultimate aphrodisiac. This sleight of narrative isn't sloppy writing, it's surgical indoctrination. Psychologists dub it vicarious fulfillment, living through a proxy who gets the goods you crave. But it's laced with a darker hook. It fosters illusory superiority, where you rate your relational ROI sky high without the receipts. A study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found women exposed to these plots report 40% higher expectations for partners post-viewing, blind to their own baseline. Apply it IRL. She binge-watches Bridgerton, where Daphne, a debutante with daddy issues and zero game, locks down the Duke, brooding billionaire with a bod like Michelangelo's David. Subconscious takeaway? Dukes dig damsels. Ditch the gym for galas, and destiny delivers. Or Euphoria, where Rue, a drug-addled mess, draws in Jules, a trans icon with ethereal vulnerability. Chaos equals chemistry. Your baggage is basically catnip. These stories don't just entertain, they embed. They train women to anticipate adoration as default, effort as optional. Love becomes a one-way street. He hustles, you sparkle. You're the prize, unearned and unpolished. It's conditioning that turns I want into I warrant, blurring desire with desert. But wait, before we dive deeper into the digital dumpster fire that's supercharging this, hit that like button if you're tired of the fairy tale facade, and subscribe for more myth-busting on the mating mess. Your support keeps these truths time-stamped and trending. Thanks. Now, back to the breakdown. Enter the echo chamber of the gram and the scroll. Social media isn't a mirror. It's a funhouse, warping warts into wonders. Women feast on filtered feeds, couples in Santorini sunsets, husbands scripting sonnets, wives winning at wifedom, with zero backstory on the breakdowns. It's the Instagram illusion. 1% highlight, 99% hide. She sees the proposal reel, not the resentment buildup. The vow renewal, not the therapy tabs. This breeds the comparison curse. A 2023 Pew study showed 68% of single women under 35 cite social media as inflating their ideal partner checklist, mistaking memes for mandates. If Karen's average ass gets arm candy anniversaries, why not me? Cue the entitlement escalation. Dates demand dossiers, texts get therapy-level analysis, and any mismatch? He's just not on my level. Then, TikTok turbocharged the toxin with hashtag #GirlBossGospel. Remember the "you are enough" era? It morphed into "you are everything," a mantra masking mediocrity as might. Influencers in athleisure preach, "Slay your standards, sis. He's a 10 or a ghost." But peel back the pastel palettes, and it's poison ivy, validating vanity without the velvet rope of reality. The empowerment industrial complex cashes in on this. Podcasts like Call Her Daddy glorify high-value hunts, where value equals vibe checks and veto power, not virtue or versatility. Books like He's Just Not That Into You flip to You're Too Much for Him, flipping accountability into armor. It's feel-good feminism on fentanyl. Critique your crown? Cancelled. Suggest self-shine? Sexist. This births entitlement eclipse, where women view men as upgrades, not equals. Relationships? Retail therapy with humans. He funds the fantasy, she curates the content. Reciprocity? That's patriarchal. It's a relational Ponzi scheme. Borrow bliss on credit, crash when the bills due. Economists call it adverse selection in the affection arena. A market glut of givers chasing ghosts. Picture the board. Left side, average women, 5 out of 10s by any metric. Decent job, dorm room decor, drama dialed to 11. Right side, unicorn demands. 9 out of 10s with six-packs, salaries, and saintly patience. She self-scores as selective, but stats say otherwise. Data from OkCupid's archives, pre-2020, paints the Picasso. Women rate 80% of men below average, while men rate 50% of women above. Hypergamy on steroids. Marrying up is hard-coded, but culture cranked it to code red. Result? A bidding war for the 5% elite, where she's hawking a Honda as a Hummer. Quantify the quagmire. Assume she's a 6. Cute enough for coffee, not calendars. Culture croons she deserves an 8. Buff, banked, banter master. Fine, 10% of guys fit. But those alphas? They're auctioned at Sotheby's, not swap meets. Why bid on Betty when Brigitte's on the block? He dips for dates, dips out post-dalliance. She decodes it as depth issues, not depth mismatch. Apps amplify the absurdity. Bumble's buzz, endless eligibles. She swipes on surgeons and surfers, mistaking metrics for magic. Reality? Algorithms serve slop, thirsty thumbnails, not true matches. A 2024 Hinge report. Women get 3x matches from out-of-league lads, but conversion to coffee? Crickets. It's the matrimonial mirage, volume veiled as viability. Worse, it spawns the situationship spiral. She hooks the hotshot, reads romance into rough sex. He, horizon scanning for his equal. Post-pump, poof, phantom. Heartbreak hits, but hindsight? He wasn't healed. Not, he was hunting higher. Rinse, repeat. Reject the reliable 6 for the rogue 9. End up echoey and empty. Friends fuel the farce, a sorority of self-soothing. He's intimidated by your glow-up, they chorus, co-signing the crazy. No, girl, grind your game. Just group hugs for the gospel of glow without growth. It's collective confirmation bias. All queens in a kingdom of mirrors, blind to the moat of delusion. Coaches compound the chaos. Manifest your man, they coo, charging $997 for vision boards that vanish value. These sirens, often solo sailors themselves, peddling potions from porta-potties of personal peril. Their never settle sermon? A subscription to solitude, sweetened with "you're worthy" whispers that wither when wallets wave elsewhere. The fallout? A fertility freefall and fury factory. CDC clocks. U.S. marriage age up 8 years since 2000. Birth rates down 20%. Why? Women wagering youth on whims, waking to a want ad wilderness. Peak pull? 18 to 25, when eggs are gold. But she's scrolling for soulmates, sidelining suitors who stick. By 30, the field's fallow. Fertility dips 90% by 40. Options? Older, odder, or overseas. Witness the wreckage. The 28-year-old vetoing valedictorians for venture capitalists, now 38, swiping on silver foxes who snub her stories. Exceptional execs? escorting 22-year-old ingenues, their vigor a virtue she squandered. The nice guys she nixed, nuptialed to normals who negotiated reality. Left, a league of last resorts, laced with luggage. She shields with stories. Men fear fierce females, or the pool's polluted, all players or posers. Cognitive contortions to cradle the crown. Truth-tellers? Traitors. Better blame the bard than burn the book. But the bitter. Bloom. Blogs of Where Have All the Good Men Gone? Penned by princesses who pruned the princes. The apex agony? Epiphany's edge. She surfaces at 35, scales shattered, sobbing over squandered springs. I could have cozied with Connor the accountant. Kids, cul-de-sac, contentment. Now? Compromises with Clyde the commitment phobe, or cats as companions. The settle she scorned? Now her salvation, swallowed with spite. Redemption's recipe? Radical reckoning. Stare down the script. What's your stack? Sizzle in sheets? Sage in strife? Or just supportive on Sundays? No narratives, no nurturer nonsense if Netflix is your niche. Rate raw. Am I apex or also ran? Exceptional? Earn it. Evolve aesthetics, amplify ambition, alchemize attitude. This ain't abasement, it's activation. A grounded 5 courting 4 7s forges fortuitous fits. Deluded divas? Doomed to drafts. Success stories? Savvy sirens who synced self-score with search. Gym gains? Gig. Grinds. Grace under gripes. They harvest harmony because they hunted humbly. Ditch the dogma. Attraction's arithmetic, not astrology. Values a verb. Vet it. Venerate it. League mates aren't losers, they're lifelines, laced with loyalty the lottery lacks. Compromise? The concrete of couples. Your must-have manifesto? A millstone. True tandem? Trade-offs tempered with tenderness. The unicorns you chase? Chimeras, churning casuals. The everyman you eye-rolled? Elixir, enduring, earnest, evolving. He won't eclipse your ego, he'll echo it, building a bond beyond billboards. Gratitude germinates there. Growth over glamour, grit over gloss. Clingers to the chimera? Cursed to cycles. Chase, crash, curse the cosmos. Men are trash, they thunder, blind to their blueprint. Bitterness? Their bouquet's barren. But prevention's a pivot. Peel the programming, embrace the everyday. It's your call, collective. Comfort's cage or courage's canvas. Fairy tale fog or factual forge. Every era's end entreaty. Audit your allure. Align your asks. Happiness? Homemade, not heaven sent. A solid sidekick trumps a spectral sovereign. The mirror's mercy. Muse on merit. Are you minting magic or mimicking movies? Reality rewards the real. Raw, reciprocal, resilient. Fantasy? Fleeting fog. Step into the spotlight you sculpt, not the stage scripted by suits. Ladies and lurkers. This isn't indictment, it's invitation. If the echo hits home, exhale the entitlement. Exalt the exchange. Your era's epic? Etch it with equity, not entitlement. Love's ledger balances when both bring the books. Fellas in the fray. Fortify your frame. Don't dodge the divas. Date the doers. The delusions dawn for them. Your dusk if you dally. Seek symmetry. Savor the synced. We've clocked the crisis, cracked the code. Now, chart the change. Share if it's sparked. Tag a dreamer dodging drafts. Like if delusion's done. Subscribe for the sequel. When men wake up to the woke-up call. Your click, catalyst for clarity. In a world wired for whimsy, wisdom's the weapon. Wield it. Win the weight? Nah. Whittle the wish list. The throne's not taken, it's tended. Tend yours. True queens? They quest, they quarterback, they quit the quiescence. The finale's yours. Fantasy's fool's gold or reality's riches. Choose, craft, conquer. Because in the grand game of hearts, the house always wins. Unless you rewrite the rules. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the comments, or better, in the comments section of your coupled up future. Peace.